Hello everybody, Derek Stam Toys back here with another action figure review. And today we are going to be reviewing Unmatched Series 4 CM Punk. Now, this figure, I'm sure I'm going to love it. There's a couple of things I can see, like the legs being a little skinny at the bottom and the kick pads kind of not really having a mold to them. But yeah, we'll see how I feel once we get the figure opened and I play around with it a bit and I just see how this punk figure is. Now, I know not everybody's a big CM Punk fan. I know not everybody likes what he did at the media scrum, and not everybody wants to see him back in AEW. I am one of the guys that disagrees. I think he should be back on TV as soon as he's healed. Let's try to be grown ups about the situation and get a great storyline angle that could be worked between Punk and the Elite. But I don't know. We'll see how all that shit goes. But as far as the figure goes, why don't we break him out of the packaging so then we can see the accessories he comes with and break down the figure himself and see what I like and dislike. See it here in a second. Alrighty, now that I've gotten all the accessories out of the packaging, let's look into these. Of course, he comes with two grapple hands, he comes with a microphone, and he does come with a set of microphone holding hands. They're on the figure. But the best accessory, and also kind of the worst accessory when it comes to figure stains, the cloth jacket. Or, well, this would be a cloth hoodie. Just seeing the fact that they got his dog on the back of the hoodie, the fact that they got the name stitched there, with, even with that little basketball like jersey logo, the way they made this feel, this jacket is quality. It is. Just even with the fact that like they put wannabe hoodie pockets on this hoodie. Like you can't use them, but maybe at some point if we could get a hoodie that works like that, that would be something cool that we could eventually see. But now, let's get into the meat and the potatoes of everything. The CM Punk itself. Now, this head sculpt, it's not the greatest. I do love the fact that it does have the tattoo right behind his ear, though. All the tattoo work looks really nice and stuff. And one thing I will at least kind of compliment the tattoo work on this about is there is black smudging behind the tattoos. But because of how colorful the tattoos are, that stuff's not really as noticeable as it is on certain figures. Like, as for instance, like right there. But, you know, that's not the worst thing. I've seen a hell of a lot worse on other figures, like Jake Hager, for instance. The tights look really good. Like, the skinny leg thing doesn't really bother me. If anything, it's the fact that the kick pads don't really look sculpted until you reach, like, the shoe portion. And then you've got the sculpt on the wrist and stuff of that nature. Sadly, because of the jacket, I want to say the wrist tape's a little bit different colored compared to the hand tape. But honestly, it's really not the worst thing in the world. It's just, oh, it's just out a little weird. But let's break down some of the articulation really quick. He can look up that high, can look down that low. He's got really good ab crunch. His arms are a little stiff, but they're not as bad as the one MJF arm. He's got a double joint in the arm there. He's got bend in the hand and wrist swivel, of course. Of course, got bicep swivel too. But I'm sure you already knew that. Can He can kick forward quite well. A lot better than most of the other figures. He's got upper thigh cut. Got a double bend in the knee. And of course he's got ankle pivot and ankle bend. He's also technically got I was about to say, he's got a little bit of a boot rotation as well. I'm gonna fix this up really quick. Sorry if my phone hitting the table was a little loud. But we're pretty much almost finished up with this whole figure review. Just gonna give my thoughts and stuff of that nature. So, of course, I would do that as I'm getting ready to finish this up. Oh man, there we go. Sorry for the silence. You probably hear my video on. That's in the background. Just a little bit of white noise for me to keep my mind somewhat focused. But yeah, this figure, it's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be, just purely because of what people were saying and what people were making it seem like. But I will gladly say this is probably a hell of a lot better than I would have envisioned the first ever CM Punk, especially seeing on how certain other figures in the past have kind of looked a little iffy. But if anything, the only thing that bothers me is the kick pads and the fact that the hoodie stained the figure a little bit. Other than that, though, this figure's pretty solid. I think I'm gonna give him. Let's do a 7 out of 10. Give him a solid 3 out of 5. And that's just because of the kick pad and the black staining. Honestly, if those two things weren't an issue, this would probably be like another solid 9 figure. Solid 8 at best. But yeah, what's your guys' favorite CM Punk figure? Feel free to tell me that in the comment section below. And I will gladly take the time to reply to each and every person who actually does post something. And if I don't reply, I will at least heart it. Now, mind you, I'm not going to sit there every day reading every comment, but I just might get to your comment too. Especially during these early years where I'm not going to have a lot of comments and a lot of stuff like that to keep track of. But yeah, let's wrap this up before the video gets even longer for no reason. Like the video if you like this video. Subscribe for future content. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Derek Sam Toys to see any future updates and for me to, you know, essentially brag a little bit about the views and the fans and stuff like that. Because I want interaction with you guys. I don't want to just be another YouTuber on the platform. I'd like to get to know some of you guys and maybe chat it up with some of you other collectors out there. And if you guys collect anything else other than wrestling figures, what do you guys collect? Obviously, you guys saw I collect anime and Spider Man figures. Is there something interesting that you guys collect, like Star Wars figures, maybe? I don't know. Comment it down below. But on that note, until next time, you guys, peace out, yo.